Guys, Kyle, the Death Knight of Anime here, and it's my review of the Promised Neverland episode 7. So, and yeah, this was one of those episodes where it just didn't stop with everything that was going on. Like, it kept throwing shit at us pretty much in nearly every single second of the anime. Like, it was actually kind of incredible. Um, so yeah, this is definitely one of those episodes that gave us basically another reveal after another, and it felt like each. And the thing about it is, with each reveal that was going on in this episode, it felt like each one was getting a lot more disturbing than the last. But the one theme I picked up with each reveal is that we're starting to get an idea of just how things or just how things work around Gracefield, or in general, any of these premium farms to begin with. And the scary part is that knowing all this has and with us knowing this is the, like, to us as the viewer, that this is all shocking shit. But in terms of the characters, and what them knowing all this means, it has a bit of a different connotation, because with the characters learning all this, it made things a little harder, not even easier, because of just how thorough the precautions that the demons have taken actually are to the point where I felt legitimately uncomfortable just hearing about all this stuff. And the one thing and the one thing for sure that we can take away is that, yeah, it's one of those things where, even learning all this stuff, it's even after learning all this stuff, it has made escape for pretty much Emma. To It has made everything a little harder for pretty much, for pretty much any of the orphans, in order to get any kind of an escape plan going. Like, just like, because you think that the learning more, it would actually help with the escape plan, but just learning all this, it's kind of hindered it almost, in a way, which I gotta respect for that. Um, and yeah, on that note, I will say that, like, okay, just right off the bat, I think the one problem I had with this episode is that I will say that while I've accepted the fact that the anime is cutting out and changing a lot of the imagery of the manga, I feel that there was really one missed opportunity in this episode, which is that when we see Krone, who is explaining that, pretty much how the whole electrocution chips work, or something, like with the chips, like with those chips being implanted in the heart. I feel there was like a severe missed opportunity in order to actually dive deep into in order to get into the, like, in order to actually show us, like that kind of imagery. Like, again, it was a missed opportunity in order to show us, like, what I think it would have been a very cool, like, animated thing of a beating heart with a chip inside of it, or something like that. Like, I really feel that there was a real missed, with a chip embedded in. Like, I feel there was a real missed opportunity there. And uh, and yeah, and I guess in a way that you could say that definitely is a big problem I'm finding with this adaptation, is that because it's basically is because in this first arc, I want to assume that the reason is, like, the biggest problem with this, like first arc that they're adapting right now, is that the studio Cloverworks, it seems like they're almost afraid, in order to go balls deep with basically any disturbing imagery or something like that, or or maybe they're trying to save on the animation budget. I don't know, but yeah, I would say that almost seems like they're purposely holding back on any disturbing imagery that doesn't have to do with the demons, almost, or something like that. Um, and another and but that's really just a nitpick, I guess, because, like, for me, one of the bigger issues that I found in the beginning of this episode is that it cut out a large portion of the inner monologue that essentially had Norman and Crone, that pretty much playing, it was mental chess with each other, and deducing the other's motives, like that whole scene of them, of Emma, Norman, and Ray, and of Emma, Norman, Gilda, and Dawn, but basically accepting Chrome's help in the beginning. Yeah, it was one of those things or the anime it did cut out a bit of it did cut out pretty much a lot of the inner monologue there, or basically all of it. Actually, I shouldn't say some of it. Like they did cut out all of it, and I feel that that was one of the times where or it should have been kept in or something like that. But it is what it is, I guess. And I'm not gonna lie, but enough with the downer shit. Like one thing I really liked about this episode was the development with Emma and how she is starting to become a lot more how the development like with Emma in this episode. I think the development with her is starting to become a lot more noticeable because just in how she was just in how she was basically staring down Krone, just starting to become a lot more noticeable because with just how she was staring down Krone in this episode felt like the kids were like this whole setup. It felt like the kids were making a whole deal with the devil, but at the same time, for as much as it frustrates Emma, that for as much as like making a deal with Sister Krone frustrates her, and she even says it in the episode. It's one of those things where she realizes that yeah, in order to, it's basically a deal that it's pretty much a deal that they're kind of forced to make if for no other reason than to increase their chances of escaping, and luckily. And luckily, through pretty much this basically devil alliance, so to speak, we basically also learned that that the trackers can definitely be removed with a surgical tool, but unfortunately and if they're broken, then it basically alerts. Then the trackers are alerted. So yeah, pretty much destroying the trackers is out of the question. But they can be removed with on a surgical level, I guess, and they're in the ears, obviously too. Um, but so yeah, and but but of course, even knowing this, it also brings up another complication in itself because you start to piece together with the fact that you start with this information about the trackers, you start to piece together with that fact alone that yeah, pretty much that not everyone is going to get out of here. Although I I will say, looking back on this material, that I'm I'm kind of when in terms of the limited guard security, that's really kind of one of those things where yeah, I'm like really I mean I get on the inside in order to I get that not having anyone on inside of Gracefield is a bit of an issue, but not having anyone on the outside that's definitely a little weird. But then again but then again, a lot of. But then again, I also know that a lot of that pretty much comes from the fact of the big reveal of just what. Of what that Gracefield is only like a small part, so to speak, of this whole plantation thing. Like when you get the reveal of basically what of pretty much basically why the walls are here and whatnot, it'll make almost more sense, I guess, when that reveals happens. Um, um, we also get a big reveal that there are humans on the outside as well. On the outside as well who survive from being eaten or shipped out as produce, which, while the real in itself of humans allying with demons isn't too surprising, it also means that with this whole thing of their allying with demons, it obviously means that there are also humans who have formed a resistance against them, and that is all the more reinforced with the fact that Minerva himself is more than likely making all these moves in order to gain reinforcements and build support against the demons. And the thing is, with a lot of this stuff, it's really just build up, and we're probably not going to get into any of this stuff until season two. And season two, because with someone like William Minerva, he is one of those characters where a lot of what he is, it comes from his influence, and unfortunately right now we're only being given Easter eggs about him, but season two, assuming we're gonna get one, which again I have no problem in disbelieving that we're not gonna get a season two. Season two is more than likely gonna be where we're gonna start to we're gonna start to explore a lot more of Minerva's influence for sure throughout the story. Um, and also, fucking hell, I gotta give Krone credit for basically for managing to play Norman like he, well, like she did, like the way she pretty much the way she pretty much the way that Krone managed to deduce all of what she did just by her back and forth of trading information with Norman and Emma, that like that pretty much shit was it pretty much made me say that she's pretty much a master manipulator in herself. Um, so yeah, I gotta give her credit for that. But the and despite and you know what's funny? No, the most amazing part about this for me is despite the show is despite pretty much despite pretty much Norman Ray and Emma's whole thing of creating a bait and switch in order to throw Krone off the trail. It's kind of surprising how basically any kind of plan that the three of them had in order to get away from Krone, all of that shit was basically all of that shit was basically was proven to be pretty much pointless at the very moment that pretty much is Isabella showed up, like the moment, like the most like the, again the most amazing part of this episode is despite the kids' plans we're doing with that bait and switch to throw Krone off, in the end it was Isabella who delivered the even bigger blow that pretty much is going to be the end of Krone here now, presumably, like with basically her handing Krone her I guess her walking papers. It's like, yeah, nice. Yeah, it's like in the end, it was basically it was Isabella who was the one basically who put an end to Krone. Like, holy crap, it wasn't the kids at all. The kids, everything the kids tried to do wasn't even wasn't even didn't even mean jack. And after this, I think we're gonna see a lot more of Isabella and her making a lot more bold moves after this. Like, I have a hard time believing that Isabella for sure. We're gonna see a lot more of her after this, and just the moves she makes. Because, oh boy, every like yeah, just this whole episode as a whole was just an incredible, like incredible, like epic epic episode for sure. But yeah, guys, that's all I got for this review. If you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Mr. Crunchyroll. Death Knight of Anime, signing off. Later, guys.